Hey guys, it's Deena. Welcome to Fly Nubian Queen Network, the network for melanated women just like you. I want you guys to take a minute right now and thumbs up this video, like it, share it, subscribe, join the Facebook Fly Nubian Queens Facebook group, as well as Fly Nubian Queen Network on YouTube. And also I want you guys to subscribe to flynubiankingtv.com. That's our growing network for melanated men. Text the word Queens to 31996 to receive text alerts and special offers. Please take a second right now. Again, hey guys, I see the little faces coming up. Hello, hello, hello. Can you guys just go ahead and hit the thumbs up, like, share, subscribe once again. If you want to learn how to manage your money, I want you guys to go to flynubianmoney.com. Want to manage your business? Want to start a business? flynubianbusiness.com. And if you want some apparel, you can go to shopfnq.com and you can get some Fly Nubian Queen gear. Now, there is a new announcement while we're waiting for people to come in. There is a new announcement. The announcement is that Fly Nubian Queens now has a podcast, so you can listen to some of the videos and some of your favorite queens while you're on the go, and you will need to go to iTunes. So click the app on your phone or your iPad, or if you just want to click the icon on your computer, and you can go ahead and subscribe to Fly Nubian Queens on iTunes. So today, we're not going to be, I want to talk to you guys about something a little more serious than I normally do, because of an experience that I've had this past weekend, and also some of the other experiences that I've had recently with millennial women and feminism. And this is something that's very dear to me, because I am a woman who currently am single, and I do not have any children. I have been married before, but I'm divorced. We did not produce children together. And while I am at a good place in my life where I feel comfortable and happy and accepting of where I am and the choices that I've made peace with, all the good things, all the bad things, and I've arrived at this point, I look at the younger women sometimes and I see the guidance that they're being given or lack thereof, and it just kind of concerns me a little bit. Hey, how you doing, Gwendolyn? Join with me on this. If you have some comments, some questions, anything you want to add, I'll try to look over and read it off and get your voice heard on here. So I wanted to hear what you guys think. If you're a millennial woman, if you're a Gen X, if you're a baby boomer, or somewhere in between. Let's see. Shafar says anyone born between 1981 and 1996, age 23 to 38 in 2019 is considered a millennial, and anyone born from 97 onward is part of the new generation. So the 97 onwards, those are very young people. So this could be something they could gain some wisdom from and some insight as they're moving into their teenage years and into their early 20s. I guess we could just jump right in. What do you guys think about feminism and the feminist movement? I declare that feminism is dead. Feminism to me is dead, and to me it's a bunch of fuckery, foolery, and it was a bag of goods that was sold to us young women and Gen X as the thing to do, the thing to be, the independent woman. And a lot of us have landed on the other side of that in our middle age, our 30s, our 40s, and even when you go into like the younger boomer generation where they're in their 50s and 60s, I think those women, our moms, are having trouble admitting that the feminist movement not only failed them, but us. And the reason I'm saying that is because, especially for, I feel, African-American women, Black women, ADOS, whatever you want to identify as, a lot of us who fed into the feminist movement of the rhetoric, the songs, the music in the 90s and things like that, where it was like, oh, my ladies, can you feel me? Throw your hands up at me. All that, Beyonce, you know, I'm a survivor, you know, INDEPENDENT. Do you know what that means? I mean, Jesus Christ, Miss Independent, you know, taking on all that masculine energy and everything, you know, being footloose and fancy free, promiscuous girl. Y'all remember that song by Timbaland? That thing still pops, honestly. But, you know, all these different songs where, you know, I creep, yeah, all that, where we're just talking about how we have our own stuff, we can do what we want, we're acting out sort of like how men act out in a very hypersexual way. We don't need a man, in the, you know, single moms and things like that. And this is not to throw any shade onto single moms in and of itself. You do what you got to do, right? But one thing I have noticed is there is a big chunk, there's a core group of women who are single mothers who are very, very bitter, and to me seem bitter, and to me seem somewhat lost. And I don't mean that in a mean way. I mean that in a way of they genuinely are not sure how to navigate the situation that they're in. Like, they're doing the absolute best that they can. And some of their kids are now, you know, going into college and going into, you know, graduating college and going out into the adult world. But some of the ladies in the Gen X generation that I know, a lot of us ended up as single moms. And that was a decision that I made early on, is that I was like, I do not want to be a single mom. I grew up with my mom and my dad and my brother. And I just did not want to bring up a child without a father, because I had so many friends around me who didn't have dads. And my life wasn't perfect by any means. My family life is not perfect by any means. Excuse me, guys, I have a little bit of allergies. So if you see me sneezing and eyes watering and you know, I sound a little congested, that's why. Excuse me. So, sorry, guys. I didn't want to do that on camera. But anyway, if you and so many of them, friends of friends, even, you know, when I looked out and I started to see what was being portrayed in the media with the reality shows and things like that, I saw a lot of women who were just flat out angry, disappointed, hurt, and bitter. And a lot of us did not want to admit, but in private conversations with girlfriends and you know, extended friends, and sometimes even strangers, sometimes you meet people in certain situations, you're standing in line for something at the grocery store or whatever, and you just get to chit-chatting, and topics will come up, frustrations will come up. You'll be at a party, and people will be, you know, women will be like, oh, these men. And oh my God, my life, and he ain't helping, and I got all this stuff I'm doing, and I don't want him around, and this, that, and the other. What I want to get into a little bit more is, okay, is feminism, is this really what we signed up for with feminism? To be Superwoman? Do y'all remember that song that lady had? I'm not your Superwoman. A lot of life is reflected in art, especially back in the 90s, right? And this one was talking about not being a Superwoman, but isn't that essentially what we signed up for with this particular brand of feminism? And our moms, they were all about divorce. Me and one of my homegirls were talking about this today. And they said, our mom's generation, they were all about divorce. My mom divorced my dad. Her mom divorced her dad. Some parents never got married and then they broke up. They wanted to get married. They were together for a long time. The mom wanted to get married. And eventually the dad left or she left or whatever. And it was single mom, right? Now, my parents split up when I was 18. So, you know, they kind of hung in there. And me and my brother kind of knew they were hanging in there trying to wait for me to, you know, turn 18 and go to college or whatever. And that was frustrating in and of itself, but I digress. it was a point in time where my mom was single and my dad still wanted to be with her. And it wasn't like infidelity or anything like that. It was some financial things that they were going through, and my mom got very fed up with that. But there was a certain point in time when I was looking at my mom, and I didn't see that she was doing any better. Matter of fact, my mom's life had gone down since she had divorced my dad, which to me, I was just baffled. But she was all about her independence. And so, looking at that and listening to the music and seeing everything, I took on that energy. And then I ended up going to a women's college to make it worse, make matters worse. I had all the white women in my face talking about, you can do it. You're a strong Black woman. You can make this work. If anyone can do it, you can do it, Deena. I believed them. I was the president of the Judicial Association, and representing that over there at the college consortium, and, getting A's and B's, and getting a very high GPA. I wasn't like magna cum laude. I mean, yeah, I forget all that stuff. Salutatorian, valedictorian. I wasn't doing all that level, but I was very high up. I held some offices in school, and I was trying to do everything. I had a full-time job. I had a full course load. I mean, a maxed out course load. You know what I'm saying? I was doing all these extracurricular activities, at school, and I was just trying to be everything. And during the course of that time, I mean, I would have guys that I was dating and seeing and this and that, but there was just a mentality that had set in, was like, I don't need a man. Honey, I'm fabulous all on my own. And now we're fast forwarding, and what are we seeing from the younger generations? Are we letting them down? Are we doing the same disservice to them that our foremothers did to us? Are we allowing them to see us as something, in the way, our lifestyles as a way, something to aspire to? And I'm talking about real talk. I'm not talking about no BS where, and not even BS, we should feel good about who we are and make peace with choices that we made that may not have been in our best interest, and understand that life is a journey. I'm all about that. I'm all about forgiveness of self, forgiveness of others, and elevating, and all the growth and the love and the harmony, all that. I love it, right? But in the realness, and I had a conversation with a couple of young ladies that I consider to be family. They're in their early 20s, and I had to just pull them to the side. And I said, look, let me tell you something. Look at my life. Do you see where I am? I am not married. I don't have any children. And I said, and it's due to the choices that I made. Some of the choices that I made I did not realize they were going to land to be here. And if I could have gone back and someone could have pulled me and grabbed me like I'm pulling you right now and saying, look, young lady, raise your value. You are in the prime of your life. And we can sit here and we can try to fool ourselves all day long, ladies, and sit up here and say, well, I'm 50 years old and I'm still got it. Okay, yeah, you still got it. That's right, mama. You're still gorgeous. You're still beautiful. I look good. I'm beautiful. I'm smart. I'm funny. Much more peaceful than I used to be. I am an asset to a man's team. Absolutely. But goddamn it, I ain't 20. Okay? I ain't 20. I'm not in the prime of my fertile years. And we have to be real about that kind of stuff. And we have to let the young ladies know, and the younger generation know, the realness of the struggle of single motherhood. Can it be done? Yes. It can be done with finesse. It can be done to the highest levels. We have seen some women who do amazing things as single mothers. But then let's get down to the realness of it. When we have those one-on-one conversations and we're talking our homegirl off the ledge because she is about to friggin' lose it because she got 2 kids she's trying to raise. She's fighting over here with the ex-husband, baby daddies, whatever the case may be. She's got the new dude who ain't trying to act right, or she's foregoing having an official man in her life to just have a string of losers running through. And that's taking its toll and stressing her out, even though she's trying to act like she's blowing off steam and stuff. This is the realness of it, the situation, okay? Men are not as bad as the feminist movement has made it out to be. Actually, The feminist movement has caused some of us to push decent and good men away, when what we should have been doing is trying to figure out how to make things work and come together for the good of the family, for the good of the community, and for the sake of the future generation, our children. Look what we gave them based on the shit that our moms taught us, right? Well, I'm leaving your father. I know I can go out here and do this on my own. Okay, mama. But I didn't see my mama come up off of that. And maybe some people's mamas came up off of that. But my mama went downhill. I went to go live with my daddy because my daddy still had a house and everything. So I didn't see that my mother's life became better. And then as I went off and, they sent me to a women's college and all that kind of stuff. And I got all that white women stuff programmed in my head about, independence and girls can do it. And, all this kind of stuff, Becky and them, putting me up to working myself half to death. I got used to it. I got used to working like a man. I got used to doing everything, even though I had some, I dated some bums, because back then thugs were in the 90s. Remember that with all the, sagging baggy pants and Jodeci and all that kind of craziness, right? Remember Jodeci? They were sexy, but they were some thugs. So, I was just like in this place where, I saw how my dad was. He was a good guy, a gentleman. He spoiled me, took care of me and my brother responsibilities. Even after my mom and dad broke up, he was still the man in her life. He was still there because guess what? She was the mother of his children. So he wasn't never going to leave her out there, even though we were grown. If my mom needed something, my dad was there, right? Even seeing that, there was still that collective community of Gen X women, not to mention coupled with the music, coupled with, the films and going back and forth. We did have some nice love stories going on in the 90s films, Love Jones and Jason Slurk and all that. But there was still that thing that came around in the early 2000s where it was like these professional women. And that was our generation, Gen X's. We didn't need a man. Anybody see What Women Want? Sorry, I knocked over my water bottle. Anybody see What Women Want with Taraji P. Henson? Hold on, let's see. Did anybody see that? Anybody still there? Anybody still with me? By the way, I'm going to take a pause real quick. Let me see some comments come up here. Are you guys with me or are you done? You done checked out? You're not feeling this conversation? I don't care. I'm putting it out there because I feel like this might help somebody. This might help a single mom talk to her daughter in a real way and not try to make it out like we're superwoman, like we got it all together in this Gen X when it comes to feminism. Some of this feminism crap is BS. Putting yourself all over Instagram, all right, cool. Is it making you any money? How is it helping you? How is it raising your value to do those things? And I'm not just talking about somebody sending you, a few $1,000s or whatever. I'm talking about your long term. What is the vision? What is the goal? We should be talking to our young women, our goddaughters, our cousins, our nieces, our daughters. We should be talking to these young women in a real way. In a real way about their worth and their value. Yes, you can go out here and you can do most things that men can do, because women cannot do everything a man can do, just like a man can do everything a woman can do. But what is your vision, young lady? Where do you see yourself in the long term? Like really, not what's popular, because some of this stuff is peer pressured in. Just like some of that independent woman crap was peer pressured in on us. Real, let's be real, ladies. Let's be real, Gen X ladies. Some of that independent woman was peer pressured in on us. Some of that single lady life, going out here being promiscuous, was peer pressured in on us. And I see it in the younger generations, the young girls, some of my goddaughters, my cousins, my nieces, when I'm talking to them. They think that is going to lead them to the life that they want. And I'm like, what is it that you really want? Well, auntie, I do want to get married. I mean, eventually. Okay. Well, look at Auntie and look at where she is. Well, you're just so beautiful. You're so pretty. Yes, thank you. However, do you see that I'm married? Do you see that? I thought the same way. Start planning now for your future. Think ahead. Invest in yourself. Raise your value. It you out here sleeping around and putting yourself all over Instagram and just being a general thought because you're seeing it in the music and everything. We cannot blame white people. We cannot blame the man. We cannot blame men. We cannot blame anybody but us as a community of women. We have a responsibility, I feel, to the younger generations of women as a community to talk to them, real talk to them, find out who it is, what they want to be, and support and help to guide them to be the best women they want to be. Everybody not gonna get married. Everybody don't want to be married. Some people feel like they don't want to be married now, but maybe later on they want to be married. But we need to help them to understand what that means to be a single mom, what that means to put off having children, what that means sleeping around, what that means going out here and pursuing your dreams. And what is the formula? Not that any of us really totally have it figured out, but what are some of the combinations that young ladies, we need to help them plan to figure some of these things out. If they want to go travel the world, if they do want to date around a little bit, how to do those things and navigate it in such a way so that whoops, we don't end up pregnant. Whoops, we don't end up with something we can't get rid of. Or whoops, we don't end up in some crazy situation where we're hurt. We're hurting ourselves emotionally, mentally, or physically. So let me take a moment here, guys. Hit the like, the thumbs up, the share button. We're just having a real talk, girl talk right now about feminism. We're talking about our responsibility as women in the Generation X group and what kind of obligation and what kind of real conversations we're having with the millennial women. And if there's any millennial women out there, I would love to hear from you guys. Do you feel that we have failed you? Do you feel that, you have some women in your life who have dropped some real knowledge and just didn't come to you with the same old BS? And in the meantime, I want you to go ahead and subscribe to Fly Nubian Queen. And thank you guys, Fly Nubian Queen, for allowing me to come onto this platform. I'm really enjoying this. I'm trying to get the hang of it and see what my style is going to be. Subscribe to FlyNubianKingTV.com. That's a new network for melanated men. Text the word Queens to 31996 to receive text alerts and special offers. And again, I wanted you guys just stop, take a second. I know there's only a few of you in here, but I want you guys to go ahead and hit the like, the subscribe button, and the share button. And there's a new thing that's going on, and it's on iTunes. They have Fly Nubian Queens on iTunes, so you can just listen to us on the go. If you have the app or whatever, you have the app on your iPad, you have it on your phone, or you have it on your computer. If you could just go there right now, take a second, and you could just subscribe to the podcast. That way you could just boom, boom, boom. You can have the queens on the go. Fly Nubian Queen Network. Want to learn about your money? Get your money up. FlyNubianMoney.com. Want to get your business up? FlyNubianBusiness.com. And if you want some merchandise, and you should get some merchandise, Black Media Matters mugs and t-shirts, please go to shopfnq.com. Let me look at some of your comments here. Okay, I don't feel I failed. I dodged a huge bullet of a guy who didn't even, this is Shafan, who didn't even want me in my own daughter's life after we did a non-court approved DNA test. I had her when I was 28. I'm 30 now. She has an amazing stepfather who she looked at as her only dad. She's 18 months. Oh, that's beautiful. Now, that's a good story. That's a good story, Shafan. Now, I'm not saying that you should have stayed with a crazy dude. Okay, let's be clear about that. I'm talking about guidance that we did or did not get. Maybe some of you guys did get the guidance from the baby boomers or, the generation that was above you. But I do feel like with the Generation X, all that independent woman stuff had a lot of us out here damn near going crazy. I saw it with a lot of my girlfriends. I saw it with family members. I have a lot of girlfriends right now. Majority out of 100% of my girlfriends, maybe 25% are married. maybe. About 60 to 75% of them are single moms. Some of them, maybe 20% are divorced. Some of them were never married and they struggled. They don't want to necessarily admit that out loud, but when we talk, I hear the frustration. I hear them screaming at the kids sometimes. I hear the mental exhaustion. I hear the emotional exhaustion. I see them acting out and going out and circulating amongst men who aren't worth them because they're so afraid to open up and attach again because of the kids. But then at the same time, they're engaging in these unhealthy situations. And then every once in a while, one of them has a situation like Chiffon, where they get it together and they focus and they find a great guy who's willing to jump into the situation and they're willing to open up to that guy again and they become a family. That does happen sometimes. But I think we need to be real with the millennial women and let them know that there are some pitfalls to some of the feminist rhetoric if they clamp onto it too tightly. If they don't look at things from both sides, we have to do that. I think as a community of women, we need to nurture each other in that way. Let's see what else we got. We got Ashley Shepard says deep. Chiffon said ladies should fix herself before looking for a man when being a single mom. Absolutely. It is about self-care. It is about self-care. And I do not feel like the feminist movement really gets into what self-care is. There's a lot of body positive messages. There's a lot of you go girl boss, you can do anything. But that type of stuff to me is more superficial. It's like it's gotten to this thing now that if you're not complimenting your friend and elevating your friend and giving her all kinds of compliments and girl, you go queen, you do you queen, yes queen, oh girl boss, yes you can do anything, oh my gosh girl, you are amazing. If you're not doing that kind of bullshit talk, pumping people up, that kind of rhetoric, if you actually come to a girlfriend and say, hey, I'm confused, I'm a little concerned about some of the things that, I'm hearing from you. And I'm concerned that, I've known you for a while now. And over the past 6 months to a year, you've gained 40 pounds. Like, sister, what's happening? Like, I'm concerned about you. Like, you're going to get like, oh, that bitch trying to shade me and all that. When you might genuinely be concerned. At one point I did talk to one of my girlfriends that I felt, I could tell she was angry, she was upset, and I noticed she was yelling at her kids quite a bit, like screaming at them. And at one point I was like, hey, I know you're upset, I know things are going on, but I hear you yelling at your kids a lot. Like, what's up with that? What's going on? Talk to me. And she was like, they be doing this, they be doing that. And I was like, okay, but these are your kids, And luckily, she and I are good enough friends that she was like, damn, you know what? I hear what you're saying. Let me work on me. And she actually did, do some things, and she's much calmer now. She's more relaxed, She had to start taking care of herself because she was at a point where she felt like everything had to be directed towards them, and she's fighting with her father, and she's doing, all these different things. And she did take a step back, and she said, you know what, let me take care of me. And when she did that, I see her life has changed. She's much happier now. But we got to be real about that with our daughters. We got to be real about that type of stuff and not just feel like a sense of shame or we don't want nobody to know. We have to be able to talk about that to people so that other people, the younger generations, can avoid those pitfalls. Does that make sense, women? Anyway, psychological warfare. Yes, Rain. Massive brain for W4. I don't know what that means. Brainwashing. Rain is real into the brainwashing. Atlanta is here. Okay, Raji or Rajay. I'm not sure how you say it. Take what you love, i.e. hair, nails, fashion, and find a way to make you money. Okay. Yeah. Some of that too. Pre-prep your prep. Pre-prep your prep. I don't know what you guys are talking about at this point. Anybody have any comments about the subject? Jackie Higgins says, yes, preach. It's all on us and support each other. That's what I'm talking about, Jackie. Let's get into that a little bit more. Happy wife means a happy life. Okay, Wolf. Okay, Wolf. for the men, are you guys talking to your nephews? Are you talking to your little cousins? Are you talking to your little brothers? Are you talking to them about the pitfalls of what's going on out here in these streets and how the crack era and all that foolishness that went on, in our communities with Black men? Are you talking to them about the pitfalls of that stuff? Are you talking to them about the pitfalls of how feminism is affecting men and how being with promiscuous women is not necessarily the best move to make, or how to protect themselves? Is anybody talking about that kind of stuff anymore? I tell my little niece the same thing. That's what Wolf says. Older women still think like Gen X. You do have a lot, but what I'm noticing is the millennial women have taken it on, but so each generation is more and more out there. So you have the baby boomers, they were all about divorce and, getting their groove back, right? I'm free, I'm free, I'm out here, I'm a feminist. And then they told us, you don't need a man, you don't have to get married. Okay, you don't need to start a family right away. Go out here and live life. And we all did that in Generation X. And then we ended up, late to the game, like somebody like the Gabrielle Union, whatever, she's getting married late. She had to, do the surrogate thing, et cetera, et cetera. Not that there's anything bad about that or wrong with that, but sometimes that's not necessarily where we want it to end up. You just end up there. You're like, oh shit, wait a minute. Oops, wait a minute. I forgot. I have a fertility clock, things like that. And then you're like, maybe I could have slowed down a little bit sooner, or I could have figured out a way to balance it, because there are ways to balance it. Nobody's perfect, so I'm not judging anybody. Yes, preach. It's all on us and support each other. Jackie Higgins. Oh yeah, I read that one. Let's see. I tell my little niece same thing. Anybody else got any comments or anything they want to say, or they want to talk about an experience? I'll read it here. I got about 20 more minutes. In the meantime, can you guys please subscribe to FlyNubianQueen.com, the network for melanated women just like you. Thank you for joining me today, guys. I know I got about 19 people, 20 people in here. I'm glad you guys are here. I'm getting a hang of this. This is Deena Jacobs, formerly of Deena Jacobs Rants on YouTube. If you want to see some of my comedic stuff, you could definitely go to Deena Jacobs Rants on YouTube. You'll see some older videos there. I do have one video that's more of a dramatic piece called Fuck Feminism. And I would love for you guys to check that out. It just kind of talks about this but in a more dramatic way. Deena, I am an actress. So I do act and do things in comedic or dramatic ways, and you can see some of my work there. Please subscribe to FlyNubianKingTV.com. Text the word Queens to 31996 to receive text alerts to special offers. Please take a second right now, like, share, comment on this video, subscribe to our channels and networks on YouTube and Facebook. And also we have this new thing going on with Fly Nubian Queen, where you can go on iTunes and you can subscribe to our Fly Nubian Queen podcast. So you can take some and go. You can still send the gym. It's all good. It's all cool. You're going to love it. So if you want to learn more about managing money, go to FlyNubianMoney.com. Business, because I know y'all got a business. Y'all got a business idea. Everybody got a business idea. You should go check out Fly Nubian Business. Just check it out and see what they're saying, because it might be easier. You might be already halfway to starting up your business and don't even realize it, because I've found that out sometimes. Check out Fly Nubian Gear and get some of our apparel. ShopFNQ.com. So let's see what kind of comments you guys put up here. Yes, they think they know everything. Who is they, Rajay? Rajay or Raji? I wish I knew how to say it correctly. I apologize. Who is they that think they know everything, though? Is it the millennials? I mean, we thought we knew everything, too, didn't we? So all you got to do is think back to, like, why did I think I knew everything at that time? And how could someone have gotten through to me? So you know how you get through to the younger generation? And they have this saying. They say, no one cares what you have to say until they know how much you care about them. And I know I messed up that saying. It's more poetic how they say it. But basically, the point of that particular saying is, people won't hear and care about what you're trying to say to them until they really know that you care about them. And so if you're trying to talk to a younger person, you want to go in and you want to approach them with, hey, what's going on? How you doing? How's life? Everything going good for you? What are some of your biggest wins right now? How you feeling? What are some things that you frustrate or you want to talk about anything? And of course, they're young people that will be like, oh no, I got this, everything's good, you know what I'm saying? You may get a couple that might open up, but you want to let them know, like, hey, I am here for you. If you need to talk about anything, you have questions, concerns, you just want me to listen to you, talk about something, or if you kind of want to know my perspective on how things were for me when I was your age, I'm here. I'd love to share. I'd love to share some of my experiences with you so you don't have to make the same mistakes as me. Because I found that when I preface it like that, and I said, I made mistakes, and I wish I would have did some things differently. And so I'd love to share some of that wisdom with you if you're open to it. That's when the young people's ears go, doop, doop, doop. Because a lot of times, our generation will not admit that we made mistakes. A lot of us will be like, this is how I did it. I did the best I can. I raised y'all, and y'all got everything y'all need. Y'all good, right? I know y'all ain't complaining. Some of us are like that. Some of us are like, you know what? I don't want to talk about the past. I'm on my, spiritual stuff. I'm looking towards the future, manifesting, and we don't open up because it's too painful to look back, and we don't want to share some of those things with our kids. But our kids know we're not perfect. Our nieces and nephews know we ain't perfect. And that's why when I do approach some of the younger people and I say, hey, what's going on? What's going on in your life? Talk to me. And I let them know that, hey, you know what? I would love to share some of my experiences because I fucked up some shit. For real. Like, I made some mistakes, honey. And, I'd love to share some things with you that I learned along the way that maybe, you could take or leave and, just see where you at with it. That's when they open up. That's when they open up. When you let them know that you care and you let them know that you want to share, not preach, not necessarily teach, but you want to share knowledge and wisdom. Kids are looking for that. They're seeking that, especially in our communities. I feel like they are starving for that. And it is evident in what we're seeing on social media and hearing and seeing in our music. Our music has turned very dark, and it's coming from our children. Don't you think that's a cry for help? I do. When you listen to that dark music and you got our kids vibing to it, like taking pills, drinking, what they so stressed out about that they need to get high? They have no guidance. They're acting out. They're acting like white kids used to act. Y'all remember Gen X's. You remember all that sad, depressing music that the white kids were listening to back in the 90s? And then they started now. We got a whole generation of white boys just going around shooting up shit. That was during our generation. We saw that. That's the wisdom we were supposed to gain in growing up and witnessing the white kids going through that because their parents were not giving them any guidance, any wisdom. They were not advising them on anything. They were not showing that they cared. They were both out working, getting money, exhausted. The white women were trying to live the feminist fantasy of having it all. I've got my husband and my kids and my job and my career, everything. I got it all. And the kid in there gone and shot up the whole damn school or committing suicide, listening to Kurt Cobain and Nirvana and being all depressed and Marilyn Manson. You remember that stuff? Because I do. I remember watching MTV and seeing all that stuff, and we're shaking our heads like, what's wrong with those white kids? Now our kids are in that situation. Listening to Lil Uzi Vert, looking just like a Marilyn Manson. Have you seen his music videos? For those of you who are not in touch with the younger generation's music, You see them all high and skinny and looking just like those white kids used to look, depressed. They are acting out. They want our guidance. They want our love. They're saying, look, I'm out of control. Help me, I'm flailing. And what are we doing? So I just want to say for the ladies, because that's where we started, I want to bring it back. We're at 7:48. We're going to probably step out of here soon. I just want to say that, I think the feminist movement in a lot of ways has failed us. And I think we need to declare it to be dead as it is. Declare it dead and be real about what we have learned on our journey to this place right now and share that with the younger women. We don't need to look down on them and judge them and like her little fast ass or whatever, start judging or doing anything like that. We don't need to do that. We don't need to be like, oh, look, get over here. You need to sit your ass down. No, there's a different way to do it. You see your daughter acting out. You see her doing things. You see your little cousin, your little niece, whoever, even if it's a little girl in the neighborhood. And you want to say, hey, baby girl, what's good? How you doing? You look so cute. You know how to get, when you want to talk to another woman and you want to get her attention, throw a couple compliments. I said, come here, tell me what's good. What you been up to? What you been up to? How's life? You doing okay out here? Is there anything you want to know? I done been around for a minute. I done been through some stuff, girl. I done been through some stuff, honey. I can tell you about a couple things. If you ever need to talk, I will help you to raise your value because you are worth a lot. You are worth way more than you know, baby girl. You are worth so much, and you are going into your prime right now. And I want to see you win, sister. I want to see you win, young lady. I want to see you do better than me. The girls that look up to you, you need to tell them. Like I told my little cousin, she said, I want to be like you when I grow up. I said, no, you're going to be better than me. You're going to be way better than me. I want you to know that. If anything good you see in me, you can take that, young lady, and you can magnify that. And I'm not talking about on no feminist BS neither. I'm talking about on a whole woman perspective. I'm talking about health. I'm talking about beauty. I'm talking about living your best life. I'm talking about love, because let's be honest, women, I don't care if you're a lesbian, a transgender. I don't care if you are asexual. I don't care if you're 75 or 25. We are at the end of the day women, and we thrive off of giving and receiving love. It's in our DNA. It's who we are as women. So when we're honest about that, first with ourselves and then with the younger lady, and we love on her in that way, like by opening ourselves up and saying, girl, when I was your age, woo, you could tell me nothing, honey. But if I would have had somebody that came and talked to me and told me drop a little wisdom on me, you think I'm something right now, sister girl? Woo, you would have seen me be like, I'd have been better than Oprah, honey. And you just have a good time with them. And the main thing you have to do is, first and foremost, when you're talking to the sisters, you gotta listen. Listen without judgment as much as you can. I know it's difficult as a human being because it's built into our nature to kind of judge people and stereotype people. It's part of, how we navigate the world, is to put things into categories, right? But as much as you can, as humanly possible, just listen to the sister. And even if she sounds hella lost, even if she sounds completely messed up and off track, even if she sounds like she's got it all together, find one or two things that she is doing, that she's telling you about, that you can commend her on and celebrate with her on. And then tell her about, again, by listening to where the pitfalls might be, that you can give her a little guidance. Tell her about an experience you had where maybe you went down that path that she's on and fell into a ditch, and laugh with her about it. And let her know what you may have done differently, or how you might have thought, or what you learned from that. So that way you're not telling her what to do, you're just giving her insight and leaving it open for her to still make her own choices. You see that? Now, this is just something I'm suggesting we try. I've tried it a couple of times, and I have to say, happily, I have seen, I don't want to take credit for it, because I first of all, give credit to the universe and God for bringing situations into my life to where I could speak my truth to a couple of young ladies and hope that it could mean something for them. Excuse me. So I have, on the back end of that, 6 months, a year later, after not talking to them, or maybe just touching base with them here and there, seeing some changes, and seeing that a couple of things that we had talked about, they actually took it to heart and made a couple of shifts, and they're headed on. They were already headed somewhat on a good path, but there were some pitfalls that they looked like they were about to fall in, and I saw that they navigated around them. And I'm sure I wasn't the only influence in that. I'm sure the moms and their other, surrounding environmental factors in the universe. I feel like the universe conspires together. So I was just one piece of that. But that's what I'm talking about when I'm saying, as a community of women, we cannot allow this feminist agenda that was handed down to us to just bowl us over, which it did. It bowled a lot of us over, and just go and hit our kids in the next generation. We can't allow that, ladies. We have to stand up, and we have to show up. And by showing up for them, what are we doing? We're nurturing and showing up for ourselves. So that's all I'm going to say for tonight. I hope you guys got something out of this. Let me see if there is anything else. Let's see, we got 5 more minutes, guys. Condoms aren't always reliable. Wolf Lomain, which I do love your name, by the way. That's why you shouldn't be opening up your legs to everything. And, excuse me, mister, that's why you shouldn't be dipping your stick in everything either. Okay? I hope you are safe. Man, men need to value themselves too, because you shouldn't be putting your thing into everything. You just shouldn't. It's gross. I heard the stories. My older cousins are from OKC. Good. I'm glad, Chiffon. And that's probably why some of your situations have worked out as well as they have. Sorry coming in late. Yes, the older generation kind of failed the younger generation. A little bit, but there's still time. And Rajay, I don't know how old you are, but you got little ones coming up under you too, right? Maybe you need to grab 1 or 2 of them and go talk to one of your, your older aunties, or, if you have an older woman in the neighborhood and you kind of look at her life and you see that she is where you want to be, because you should look at where people are that you like. I wouldn't mind being hurt when I grow up, and go talk to them and see how they got there. And then you also talk to the people you be like, I damn sure don't want to be there. Listen to them and see how they got there. And you put that information together, you're going to win. I never knew it was alive though. LMBO, it's white people stuff. What? Feminism? Come on now. You watch the TV, Chiffon. You listen to this music and this foolishness they talk about on this music and all this stuff. That is feminism. Okay? All that sleeping around and talking about how good they can suck D and popping and twerking and all that. There's nothing wrong with that, in the grand scheme of things, women dancing and having fun and being sexual. But in moderation. And in a lot of that stuff, to keep your value high, you want to keep it behind closed doors. You can pop booty, pop key, and all you want behind closed doors. You ain't got to be all doing it out in the streets. Jesus. You can if you want to. I ain't mad at you if you do that. But, it's just, if everybody's doing it, then what? Then now now all the men are expecting everybody to do it. That's the problem. When it gets to that point, even you have good guys that are approaching young women and expecting that. because they're seeing it everywhere. That's the problem. I'd love to speak to you. I have no siblings, so I have nobody I can speak with. My mom is my mom, not my friend. Right, your mom is not supposed to be your friend, but you can still get wisdom from your mom. Talk to her about, Mom, is there anything you would have done differently if you could have? Now, if your mom is an honest mom, she won't tell you the truth about some things. Now, if your mom is embarrassed or she's still hurting over some stuff, she may not want to share. But that's okay. You got other women. And Siobhan, baby girl, we talking right now. We talking right now. This is my love letter to you, darling. I hope you can get something from this. Asha, thank you, darling. And Asha inspired me to do this topic tonight. Very important conversation. I do all the time. Like you said, it lowers a woman's value. It can, okay? I'm not going to say it 100% lowers a woman's value to use her sexuality, because there are ways to use your sexuality, women. There are ways to use it strategically to reel them in, in such a way that you can gain and achieve, and they will elevate you. And you don't even have to sleep with them. Sometimes men just want to feel that beautiful, loving, feminine, sexy energy. Sometimes they just want to feel that vibe. They don't have to necessarily stick something in it. You know what I'm saying? Okay, no, I don't actually. I swear, I just found out this week a guy named JOC has female hairstyles. I'm not sure what you guys are talking about. She doesn't open up over anything at all. I think it's from PSTV. You know what? Okay, so now, Chiffon, because you sound like you did all right, because I think you're the same lady who said that you had some kids and got married and they have a great stepdad, if I'm not mistaken. But look around you. Just from you being present at this conversation, Chiffon, I'm going to speak this into your life, that someone is going to you're going to become aware of a woman in your life that you can talk to and gain wisdom from. And it won't just be me. Like, I am one, but there are going to be a couple others that are going to show up. So keep your eyes open. Keep your eyes open and keep your heart open, that these women can come into your life and they can give you the wisdom and guidance that you are seeking. And then as far as your mother, if I can speak any life into that situation, I'm going to say, be patient with yourself when you're dealing with her. Forgive her and pray that she will be released from those demons. If you don't pray, meditate. If you don't meditate, visualize. If you don't want to visualize, write a letter of how you would like to see her to be free. Fold it up, put it in a envelope with the date, put a date on it. You want to see her be free by this date. Write it, put it in an envelope, mail it to yourself, and then open it a year later. Okay? These are all spiritual things that you can do to move energy. Okay? But the main thing is, be patient with yourself when dealing with her and her situation. Compassion is key. Sometimes we have to mother our parents or father our parents. And not saying that's your full-time job, but just sometimes we have to fall back into that a little bit. If you want her to be patient with you, you have to be patient with her. But by being patient with yourself. You understand what I'm saying? I don't know. I might have to get into that whole subject in another video. Okay, yes, preach. It is all on us. Support each other. So, one last time I want to say thank you so much, Fly Nubian Queen Network, for allowing me to be on this platform. I love this platform. I've been watching this platform for years. I love Queen Vicky. I used to love Michi when she was on. I like some of the other queens whose names escape me right now, talking about finances, relationships, health, life, love, and hair. And I appreciate being a part of that. Sometimes I'm going to come on here and I'm going to do things that are funny. And sometimes I'm going to do some things that are political. And sometimes I'm going to do some things that are just as they come to me, like tonight. So please subscribe if you haven't already. Please like, share, subscribe to this video. Please subscribe to flynubianqueen.com, flynubiankingtv.com. I want you guys right now, if you haven't already, go ahead and text Queens, Queens, S 231996 231996. Go ahead and text that. You're going to get some text alerts and special offers. Take a second, again, if you haven't subscribed, if you haven't shared, if you got like a young lady that needs to hear this message, or even a Gen Xer who needs to hear this so that they can talk to the other women around them, we have to come together as a community and nurture the next generation of women. We have to do it so that our communities can be strong. We have to help them raise their value, because from what I'm seeing, a lot of them have their values in the toilet. Okay? So if you want to learn more about managing your money, and that's a key as well, is we need to be talking to our young ladies about how to manage money, and also how to attract men who know how to manage their money, and how to start looking for that early so that they are procreating with provider males. Okay, yes, I'm all about that. Okay, call me a gold digger, whatever, I don't care. You need to be able to provide for your children, and you need to select the right mate. We're going to talk about that in another video. Please take 1 second right now and hit the like, share button. Let's see, you want to start your own business, flynubianbusiness.com, shopfnq.com, if you would like some of the Fly Nubian Queen Network gear. Again, thank you so much for joining me. I think we had about 23 people. I'm just getting started on this. Thank you guys for your love, your hearts. I see them coming through, all the feedback. I'm going to look at just the last couple of bit of comments that we have. You are full of wisdom. Oh, thank you, Rajay. Thank you all for being here. I really appreciate it. Just a little life experience, just a little bit, just a little bit. I love you all so much, and I look forward to sharing more space with you. So I hope you have a good night this Sunday and a blessed week. This is Deena Jacobs. Talk to you soon.